The dreams we have, the love we share, this is what we're waiting for.
The next lady that I want to bring up, it's also part of the class of 2013. So again, think about what it would be like for you to be part of the next class of 2014 or 2015. She has an amazing story, is producing millions of dollars in volume. I want you to give a warm welcome to Ms. Debra Rayburn.
Thank you. Makes me think I have a fan club. Well, how many of you were introduced by an opportunity meeting? Most all of you? I wasn't. I have never been to an opportunity meeting for my company, ever. I've been with them 13 years. The way I became involved was I was teaching herb classes, nutrition, soap making, bread making. We lived way out in the country. It was something I loved to do, and people would come out and they would do herb walks with me in the forest. And one day a lady came to one of the classes and she said, how about you add these products to what you sell in your store? We had a little store. And they would benefit you, they would benefit your clients. Okay, that was it. That was my opportunity meeting. I said yes, I signed up. I bought products. I had lots of customers because what I did was I just stocked the product on the shelf, and then when you would come to a class, or maybe you would just call up and say, I need some such and such, and then I would sell it to you. If, though, this is the way I had distributors, we lived in Texas, still do, but we were out in the boonies, in the middle of the national forest, down a 2-mile dirt road that washed out when it rained. If you came at night, you would see deer, you would see bobcats, you would feel like this was a dangerous journey. So people would sign up just so they could buy the products and not have to come out. So this was part-time for me. My husband had a really great job, so it wasn't the money, it was the fun. So then comes, this is the year 2000, comes 11 years ago, November 18th, I walk into the family room with my daughter, and Daddy says, my back hurts. Great, I'll go get something for your back. I came back, and he said, give me something for the pain. Those were the last words he spoke. Over the next 30 days, I would find out, number one, I could not take his place in his job, which paid very well. I had a hobby for an income. We were $165,000 in debt. And I didn't make enough at my hobby to make the house payment, the electricity, or put food on the table. I was determined I would not file bankruptcy. I did not know, though I'm still with that company, at that time, I didn't really know that there was an opportunity to make a lot of money, the money I needed. So I took 2 part-time jobs at home. I'm homeschooling my daughter. So for the next 2.5 years, I'm working 14-hour days, 6, sometimes 7 days a week. After 2.5 years, I'm toast. I can do nothing. My health is deteriorating. I'm toast. So it came to me after a lot of prayer that I needed to build this business. What I was doing, I need to build the business. But I knew it wasn't build my hobby to a greater level, because that took too much time. When you have your own business, the one thing I have learned, you only make money when you're working your business. I only made money if I saw clients or taught classes. I couldn't earn enough. Maybe I didn't charge enough, but I couldn't earn enough. The TV commercials would come on and say, the average American has $4,500 in credit card debt. I would turn to my daughter and we would high five. We are so above average. So since my sponsor didn't know the comp plan herself, didn't tell me about it, I had to go up several other levels till I found someone who was actually making enough money to live on. In other words, they weren't doing something else. It was just network marketing. And I called and I said, you know my predicament, because I am in your downline. Can I do it? Knowing me, knowing, the obstacles the struggles, can I do it? He said, yes, you can. I said, okay, give me the system. Give me the steps. You know what he said? How much money do you need? I told him. He says, then you just need to love the products, find your style, and go share. Now, we wouldn't really call that a duplicatable system, would we? So, I set out on my own. I learned more about the product. I learned the compensation plan, at least to a certain level. And I decided I would start having meetings. So one of the first things I did, it was manipulation, but I did it anyway. I wrote those few people that were in my group, and I wrote all my friends and family, and I said essentially, you know where Sharon and I are, you know what we need. Instead of me asking you for handouts and money, how about you buy my products? How about I come to your house and I give a meeting, and then when you buy the products and your friend buy the products, you'll earn a little, I'll earn a little, and that's how we'll do it. Fine. I even got so bold as to call people up, Kathy, I'm coming out Thursday. This would be Monday. Please have 7 or 8 people at your house for me to share with. Click. And I showed up. I did. I had to make it work. It wasn't that my company didn't have a system or a CD or anything like that. Oh, they did. I found out later. It's like, this could have been a little easier, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't regret all the steps. I did not make any mistakes. I didn't build as smart, maybe, as I should have, could have, but I did it. So the first meeting, people are signing up. Then the next meeting, they're signing up. And then the next meeting, and the next meeting. And I'm seeing, wow, this has potential. But my focus is still the money I need every month to pay the bills and not be bankrupt. So this goes on for 3 years. I'm making the money, and guess what comes in the mail? A piece of paper that says, well, I've several, no credit card, 0 balance, and the one that I liked the most, the mortgage on the house was paid off. Now I figure no sweat, even if this business goes to the toilet, I can go back to my classes and at least earn enough money to pay the taxes and put food on the table. I didn't have the concept. I knew the comp plan, but until you have that belief in it, that number one, you can do it. It wasn't about hard work. I would do the hard work. Until you have that belief, and then you really see how this really comes out, how it works out, how it unfolds, then it's hard to know that you really can do it. So the checks are rising, the house is paid off, and now it's a matter of, you know what? We actually have extra. We don't need all this money. And at that time, it wasn't huge amounts of money. I want to see who I can help. So I started, because a lot of my friends were kind of like, Debra's very young to be a widow, so we don't want to be in that position. And I said, well, you know what? Then why don't you do something for yourself today to prepare for whatever comes tomorrow? So I kept on doing classes. I'm still doing all the work. I haven't figured out the leverage part. I'm still going all the meetings. I'm driving all across Texas. I would drive in the morning. We would teach in the afternoon. I would drive home at night. You know, we lived on peanut butter jelly sandwiches on the road and cans of hot soup. It was interesting. It was fun. I don't go there anymore. Okay, do not offer me PB&J. And never speak to my daughter about Beanie Weenie. We had our full. Now I see, though, the potential that I can help other people do something. Even if I never earned any more money, they could earn money so that if they had a disaster in their life, it didn't have to be like mine, they would be able to take care of themselves. I had my mom and dad join. I had my sister join. I built their businesses for them. They didn't do anything. But guess what? When my parents were older, when my dad died and then my mom had to go into an assisted living center, she paid for it with her check. She didn't have to ask for family. It's awesome when you can get your family involved. And yeah, I manipulated again. I told my parents, just join, help me out, and then one day if this amounts to something, you'll be happy. And if it doesn't, well, you use some fine products. And they did. And then they started getting checks. And it's like, ooh. It's like, yeah. Don't those checks, that first one, my first one was $13. It was like, whoa, happy dance. We still do the happy dance every now and then. So as I'm teaching these other people, here was my system that I developed. I come to your house. I do the first meeting. You watch. We get everyone enrolled, get them the product, go home. We have a next one within a week or 2 weeks because all those people are not going to bring their friends. Now we split it. I do half, you do half. I always taught product and business, so it's like we each got half, because now I'm getting you involved. I want you to learn to do it yourself. The third meeting, I'm an observer. I answer questions. I don't critique necessarily, but if something is totally not right, then I have a talk. That is when I saw the power of duplication happen. And then everything happened so exponentially. Well, one of the ladies that I went to her house and taught, about 3 years after, she's in the business. She's making, I don't know, good money. She's like mid-level. Her husband gets a kidney stone, goes to the hospital, is on dialysis by night, and dead in the next couple of months. She has 4 children. The youngest was 4 at the time. She didn't have to break a sweat because her income was more than enough to take care of her and her family. Now, just in case you're thinking, because I did get asked this once, no, ladies, just because you and your husband join does not mean he will die. But you've heard of preppers. In Texas, we're really big on prepping, okay? I mean, yeah, we got the guns, we got the food, we got it all. Well, think of this business as being part prepper. You're taking care of your needs now. You're building up, you're getting rid of the job, you're doing things you never thought you could do before. Now let someone else be there, helping them. Be prepared. Right now, I can give more away to the causes that are near and dear to my heart than I used to make in a year. That's an awesome feeling, you know? When you get the big check, every time it gets bigger and bigger, you know what I see? The more people I have helped. That's what it's about. This profession, there'd be no other way I desire to earn a living. No other way. It's always going to be this for me. This is so fantastic. I want to spread the word to anyone and everyone that this is what we do. Share it. It makes a difference. You do not know the lives you can change. You may never know everything that goes on in your group when you get a large group. But I hear stories, and you'll hear stories too, of the lives that have been changed because you shared. If someone says, I don't want to hear about the opportunity, do it again later. Share with them later. Share your story. Everybody has to have a story. Your story is your why. Your why will change. I'm a woman of faith, and in Jeremiah 29:11 it says, I know the plans I have for you. Plans for a future and a hope. I was hopeless for a while, but I believed there would be a future. Think about your why, and then take it past you. My why had a name, and there was nothing that was going to stop me. Your why will take you through the times of sacrifice, struggle. The why will be there at the victory. My why? She's still my why. It's my daughter, Sharon. Sorry. I came prepared, actually. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Miss Debra Rayburn.